Hey, and good evening. My name is Jukka, and I would like to show you a few interesting charts. Here's Nasdaq, or the QQQ ETF, from last week's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This week's Monday and Tuesday we've been falling, like you may know, and went below the 34-period exponential moving average and then pierced the lower Bollinger Band to go and touch the third Tenet channel around the Bollinger Bands. Quite a steep drop, then we bounced higher, and now we're kind of ready to fall again if this wants to, or go higher. And the interesting part, this is, it just is. But the chart next to that is the diamonds, so Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF, DIA, and it didn't fall at all. Instead, here's the all-time high, and yesterday and today we've been bouncing pretty much against the all-time highs, trying to push higher. There's even a hammer candle, which some people think that is bullish. I don't know if it is or if it's not, because I basically don't have simulation data showing either way. But anyway, it's interesting to me how these are not at all similar. So there is a technology sell-off going on, while the traditional industries are going quite strong. Usually when there's a sell-off, the indexes tend to fall, all of them, quite often, but this time that's not the case. And therefore I'm not watching too much about buying some new technology stuff now. Instead I'm watching some other things. For example, THC called, no, not that button, but this one, Tenet Healthcare Corporation, has a nice looking uptrend. If I do this, you see that it's going up quite strongly. There's a massive bounce there, right after those red dots, by the way. And here we have those red dots too. So can we have another massive bounce like that one? I have no idea. Maybe yes, maybe no. The price is very nicely above the yellow line and somewhere around the T line. This is 8-period exponential moving average. And this is the squeeze indicator. This here is MACD. MACD is starting to scoop up. What makes this interesting for me is that there's a squeeze on the daily. There is also a squeeze on the 4-hour. So there's a long consolidation. The momentum is moving higher, MACD is moving higher, and the prices are very neatly above the moving averages. The same story on 2 hours. There we go. Started to go already, but did not. And also on the 1-hour chart. I will not zoom in more. I have no idea what there is. Those are too fast bars for me, or candles for me to care about. What else? Well, what is nice about the squeeze is that since the price isn't moving really anywhere, the option premiums go away, and that makes them quite cheap because the volatility is down. And now imagining that the price would start moving higher, it would mean that a long call option would win on delta because the price changes, on gamma because the price changes again, and on Vega component as well, because the implied volatility would go higher when the movement starts. For example, if there's a bounce like that, the option premiums will skyrocket, so that would be like triple victory. And that's why I'm thinking that if tomorrow morning this doesn't gap down in an ugly way, I'll probably be buying this. Some simple fundamentals. Well, basically this is FinViz. You can check some numbers in here. Shows pretty much the same kind of story on the chart, but the numbers are here. So PE 1382, this is quite cheap. Forward PE slightly lower. So there is some growth. PEG 161. The nasty thing is that last year's earnings per share, or the trailing 12 months, was down like in a massive way. Next year is slightly up, which also shows why the forward PE is not much smaller than the PE. So this is not a massively amazing growth story here, but the numbers don't look too bad, especially the gross margin. That's quite nice. 83% margins. Operating margin is not that high, and profits are a negative, which I do not like. There's a ton of cash per share, so if the price is around 51 and there's 31 of cash, there's a ton of cash at the moment to invest in growth and do other cool things with. So, and some analysts think that this could be a cool thing in the future. They have been upgrading the price and putting this from hold or neutral to buy. I don't care much about this stuff, but it's nice to see that they don't at least tell to sell. So that's all about it. Have a good night, sleep tight, and we'll see what THC does tomorrow, and of course what the indexes do tomorrow. And the last thing, volume is infernally nice at 66k. That's that.